Hello everybody, Jessica back with another great workout. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We are going to be using a blend of yoga, Pilates, and bar exercises to help us not only improve posture, improve balance, but we are going to be building strength and toning through the lower body muscles. Setup here today is pretty easy. This is a no equipment workout except your chair and some space to move. Go ahead, get set up. We're gonna get started right now. To keep things nice and easy, I do recommend that you start on the right side of your chair. It will make it easier for you to follow along here with me. If you're already set up over on the left, no worries, just remember to switch things around. We're gonna go ahead here, start by simply sending those hips side to side, finding a nice stretch through each outer hip area. As it starts to open up, you can work into a little bit more of a side bend, core muscles pulling up and in. Take it forward here, gently ease those hips forward and swing over to the right and to the left. You're squeezing strong through those legs already so that that low back isn't having to do a whole bunch of work. Keep it in the legs, feeling the fronts of the hips open. Just a little bit, it should be gentle. Let's counter stretch to the low back right away. Bend those knees, slide those hands down to the thighs. We're gonna take a little bit of a forward fold here. You can rest, hands on the thighs, forearms on the thighs, to the chair. Stretching and rounding through that low back and tailbone. Roll it on up. The chair is here today to help us support ourselves in our balance anytime that we need it. Plant to the left leg. Your toes on the right foot are gonna come to the front of your chair, and I want you to get sassy. Think about dropping down into this hip, lowering yourself down. I want you to have a nice glute and piriformis, really deep hip sciatica stretch here. I don't want you worrying about your balance just yet. So supporting yourself on the chair. A lot of your weight, about 3/4 of your weight sinking into this back. Left hip lowering down as much as you need to find that stretch. Pushing like you're pushing the floor away from you. Bring yourself back up. Let's switch that over to the other side. Left toes, ball of the foot here to the front. Drop into that right hip, bending through the knee. Lowering yourself down and out. Finding your perfect stretch here. It can look different than mine. This is gonna get those booty muscles nice and activated for today's work too, really stretched out. If they're able to fully lengthen, we are able to fully contract them, getting a really great movement through each repetition. Hold here, see if you can sink just a little bit lower. Slowly bring it back up. Okay, ankle circles, left foot. Go a few circles in one direction. We're not trying to go fast, we're trying to go big. Reverse it around. And maybe you start warming up your balance already. Great job, set that on down. Other leg, right leg this time. Reverse it around. All of our exercises here today, I'm going to be showing you in a seated variation, or I'm going to be working with these exercises standing, but we will have some seated variation. So if at any time you find that standing is just a bit too challenging for you here today, you can take a modification and work with that exercise with that seated variety. But the first one here is pretty easy. Equal spacing through the fronts, middle, and back of the feet here. Find your balance. You are leaning forward, leaning back, and finding that perfect place where pressure is equal throughout the whole entire foot. Lift the heels, pause, lower, slow. We are gonna go for 5 of these. Take your time. This is balance. You are focusing on stabilizing the ankles and the feet here. Try not to rush through them. If you need to pause throughout the movement to regain control, that's okay. Last one here. Fingertips to the chair if you need that little extra support. Lower. We're going to take 5 more with a little bit of a variation. Turn the toes in, not the knees, so knees stay forward. Heels just a little bit wider. 5 here. Recruiting a little bit of posterior tibialis. Strengthening through the arch of the foot, so you do not need to come up as high if it feels like it's getting crampy. 2 more here. Again, make sure that those knees are not buckling in. Last one here. Lower down, nice and slow. Great job. Shake them out a little bit if they need it. We're going to take some breaks in between these exercises. Now we are going to be moving the right leg, but do not underestimate how much that left leg is going to be working to support and stabilize you here. A few quick notes. I want you to keep a soft bend in this left knee at all times. Try to work from the back of this leg, all of those back muscles there throughout the glute, hamstring, and calf to stabilize you, and keeping a tailbone tuck so that it is not the low back working. Take this right foot, point it forward, and lift. Pulsing here for 10, nice and slow. Toes up, knees up. Final 2 here. That first one is a bonus in case you got started just a little bit behind or needed a little practice. Set it on down. I know you feel that left leg, right? Shake it out if you need to. We're going to go into our next exercise, which is going to be a side leg lift. I want you to think about lifting with the heel. Maybe even better, think about lifting the outside of the knee and the heel follows. So we're not going to be pointing the toe. We're going to keep it flexed up. Bend back into that left hip, soft through the knee. Out to the side if you need more space. Scoot yourself over. And you're not leaning your body to the left as you lift the right leg. So you're not a little teapot here. Hold it strong. Core muscles pulling in, relaxed through the upper body. You're doing so good here. You have 2 more, again, assuming that the first one was a practice, or maybe you needed a break, or maybe you just get 11. And that's okay too, right? We're not upset with any extra work. Shake out that left leg. You can feel how much, it might even be working a little bit more than the right side there, stabilizing you. Really great way to build strength. All right, we're gonna go ahead here. We're gonna extend the right leg back behind us. I don't have a lot of room behind me, and I also want you to see the movement. You can stay where you are, or you can turn to the side with me. Again, back, slightly into the left hip, soft through that knee. Point the right toe slightly out to the side, so you're a little bit wider than hip here, and lift. There is no movement through the low back. It's all happening in the leg. Two more here. Set it on down. Great job. Shake out that left leg if you need it. Beautiful job there. Okay, so again, bending into that left hip, soft in the knee. take the right toes out to the side and you're gonna open those hips to the front. I don't want you twisting through the left knee. You're gonna tap the right foot down and then it's gonna pull up and in, tapping slightly below the knee on this left leg. Two more here. Final one. This is a big one. Great job. Set it down. Again, I know that left leg is probably talking to you. Two more exercises here, and then we will move on to the right side. We're gonna go a little bit wider. Now, how wide is really gonna depend on what feels good in your body. I like to recommend starting with the ankles wrist distance apart and moving and adjusting from there. Toes are turning out, and how far out, again, up to you, but knees are gonna go directly towards those toes as you drop down and press the floor away. If you feel like you're leaning forward or that booty is rolling back, don't lower as far or take the seated variation. Press the floor away through the heels. This can be as small as you want, and you can even skip the movement and just hold while we continue through here for 5 more. Final 2, stay nice and strong. Knees towards the toes. Bring it up and in. Beautiful job. You can heel toe in or step it in. Little bit wider than hips, toes slightly turned out. I'm gonna give you the sideways view on this one again so you can really see the movement. Work where you feel comfortable. Hands to the hips, you're not gonna arch the back and you're not going to dump forward into the knees. Bend back, stretch through those muscles and stand up. Baby squat here, make it bigger if you can. Go with what feels good for you. Practice it in the chair if you need that modification. Two more here. And we start it all over on the left side. Great job. Stay strong here. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. And if you have limited space, move your chair on over. Either way, we're gonna end up on the left side here. Equal spacing through the toes. 5 calf raises here. You know exactly what we've got ahead of us this time. If things are getting tired, you can take those modifications. One more here. Option to turn the toes slightly in, heels out, knees are not buckling. 5 here. Or regular calf raise. Go with what's best for you. Feel that they're tired this time. 5. Set it on down. Shake them out. All right. So chances are most of us are right-handed and that right leg is probably just a little bit stronger. It is at somewhat of a disadvantage this round because it had to do everything over on that side and now it needs to support you. So we let that left leg support us over on that side nice and fresh. So don't get frustrated if this side seems a little bit harder. It is. All right. Good news, right? Take those hips slightly back, bend that knee. Point these left toes forward, engage this kneecap up. You feel this thigh already, core in, lift for 10. Don't rush through them. Final 2. And I am including that extra one in there in case you got a little bit of a late start or maybe you skipped one, took a break. There is a budget for that. We're going to take that leg out to the side. So down through the hip. Lean weight over to that left foot. Right foot, bring the left foot up. Out to the side. We're not tipping to the right as we lift this left leg. Soft bend in the knee on both sides. Last 2 here, you're doing so good, hang on. Bring it on down, shake out that right leg if you need it. I know it feels like a lot right now, but these lower body joints are going to thank you for these nice strong muscles, giving them all of that really good support. All right, so we're gonna take this left leg back behind us again. Setting up here, back into the right hip slightly. Left foot goes straight back, pointing the toe. Just about 4 to 5 inches off to the side and lift without moving through the low back. Final 2 here. Beautiful job. Bring that on in. Went nice and quick this round, right? We've got this big one next. We can do this. Okay, so the leg's gonna be a little bit straighter on this side, but you are still working through the back of this right leg. We're just kind of easing forward into this hip a little bit. Left toe out to the side. Tap right below the knee. Back out. No twisting through your right knee. I know it burns, but don't rush. 2 more here. Release it, step it back in. Great job. Last 2 exercises here. We've got this. Just a little bit of muscle acid, right? It'll go away. Turn those toes out. Wide stance. Again, recommendation, start wrist distance apart and adjust from there. You can hold at the bottom the whole entire time if the movement is causing any sort of irritation. Seated modification, of course, always available. If you can, up and down in whatever range of motion feels good in your body. Knees towards the toes. Pressing from the heels to lift back up, using those strong glute muscles. Straight down with the upper body, straight down with the tailbone. It's not tucking and it's not arching back. It's not reaching for the wall behind you. No free drinks at the bar, put the booty away. I always like, that's my cue in all my classes. We have time for 2 more. They are optional. Take what you can, especially here as we get towards the end. If you need breaks, that's okay. But if you've got it, last one here. Bring it on up. Heel toe in if you need to. A little bit wider than hips distance. Turning the toes slightly out. We're reaching the booty back as we lower down and press up. So it is not knees forward to lower down. It's booty back. Take it really small if you need to. If this is your squat right here, but it's really good form, that's okay. Work where you can control. Don't let those knees buckle in or out. You have your last 2 here, available reps for you. And we're gonna stretch out. That's good news, right? Bring it on up. All right, if you're not already facing the seat of your chair, go ahead here, take those hands on down. Right away, tuck that tailbone, drop through the shoulders. Feel a nice low back release here. Maybe you will open up for cow, straightening through the legs, pulling the shoulders back, dropping the belly. That's up to you. 2 more here. Great job. Gentle wiggle through those hips. Roll yourself on up, nice and easy. Left foot to the chair, it's the side that we've got first. Bend yourself forward and down. Kind of dropping into this hip. Bigger stretch than where we started, but things should be pretty open. Stay up a little bit higher if you need to. Other side. Great job here. It was a good lower body workout. I hope that you enjoyed that. And those seated modifications, hopefully that made it easier for you when you needed them. Ankle circles with the left. Remember, going for big, not for fast. Reverse. Take it here on the right. So really quick cool down here today. If you need a little bit more, that is completely understandable. We had some really great work here today. Reverse your circles. Take those extra few minutes to give yourself the stretches that you need. You know how your body feels. You are best able to predict how it might feel after this workout tomorrow. So any movements that you feel like you need here today, take that time because it is worth it. It will make your recovery so much smoother, along with proper rest, hydration, and nutrition. I always like to remind you guys of that. Thank you so much for joining me for this workout here today. I will see you back here for the next one. Easier to do that if you are subscribed. So quick reminder to do that if you haven't already. You have. Thank you so much, and thank you for meeting me for this workout here today. I will see you guys again very soon. Thank you so much for watching.